Happy birthday to me. What is going on, boys and girls? Welcome back to another episode. My name is Ahmed. This is RPM Auto Spa. We specialize in paint correction and ceramic coating here in beautiful Nutley, New Jersey. Well, not too shabby for a birthday project, if you will. Got this gorgeous BMW M3. We got to get this thing dialed in. We are giving this vehicle the works. So we're going to be doing a decontamination wash, clay bar treatment, paint polish, and then we are ceramic coating it with our 5-year self-healing ceramic coating. Now, if you see, this vehicle has PPF, so we are going to ceramic coat the PPF. We are also going to ceramic coat the paint. We're going to ceramic coat the wheels, the calipers, the glass. Carbon fiber is also PPF'd. You can see they didn't do the best of jobs, but they did a job, so can't complain. And then we are also going to get this beautiful interior also fully ceramic coated. So stay tuned. Sorry. Hello. Stay tuned. Step by step. We're going to walk you through everything that we're going to do to this car. Check this out. I just noticed this. Look at that. Look at that faded trim. Yummy. You can get that looking a lot better too. Sorry. Yeah, boys. Yeah, girls. Stay tuned. So the client did bring up a few concerns. There were some spots on the paint that were really rough. We're going to see them once we start doing the inspection. But I think as an overall, minus that gash right there, this paint looks pretty clean. There are a bit of swirls, but nothing we can't handle. This guy. See that little scuff right there? I don't know if you can see it. Let me see if I can try to get it on camera. There we go. A little scuff right there. It seems like it was like wet sanded. I don't know what it is, but this texture, that should come out relatively easy. But overall, like I said, there are swirls. They're not too crazy. It is hard paint. It is a BMW, so hopefully just the polish should suffice, but more than likely we're gonna give this thing a full correction. So with any project, anytime you're washing your car, it doesn't matter if you're detailing it and just doing a basic wash, the dirtiest part of the car is the first part of the car that you attack. So in this case, it is the wheels. With every vehicle, it is always the wheels, not just in this case. So you want to make sure you deep clean the wheels, and if you're doing this as a profession, do not use acid on all wheels, because if you did and you don't know what you're doing, you will stain your wheels. Check out some of these clips of stained wheels that I have seen and I've worked on, and also other cars that friends that are in this industry have worked on. So deep clean the wheels. In this particular situation, we are going to be using PNS Brake Buster. It is enough to get these things dialed in, and then IPA them, of course, and then we're going to ceramic coat the wheels and the calipers, and then the paint. We're probably going to go with Koch Chemie Active Foam, and then give it a nice scrub, bring her back inside, do the clay bar treatment, and then get this thing dialed in and ready for pickup tomorrow. All right, guys, stay tuned. We'll walk you through everything and enjoy the video. All right, so wheel bucket. My wheel bucket, I got to get some new brushes. Don't mind my brushes. They're all like bent up and some of them are dirty. We got new ones in the van, but nonetheless, I always add a little bit of GSF in there. A little bit of lubrication all up in the water. And of course, I don't have like a super fancy sink setup over here. We got what we got. So we're gonna fill up the buckets, fill up that bucket. But always when you're filling up your wheel bucket, or any bucket for that matter, make sure you put a little bit of soap in there, right? If it's just your wash bucket, obviously you wanna have soap and water, make it nice and lubricated. But when it comes to your wheel bucket, a lot of people just dump water in there and use that and then start brushing away using the chemicals. Adding a little bit of soap will help keep everything lubricated and you're not damaging, you're not scratching, and then when you dunk your brush into the bucket, you're actually going to get suds. If it's hot and it starts to dry, you're not damaging the wheel or scratching the wheel. But yeah, so that's, sorry, upside down. So that's where we're at. Okay, stay tuned. Bye. All right. I want to get every last inch of that tire shine that's on there off of this car. So using a degreaser, a little bit of brake buster, a little bit of all-purpose cleaner, and a whole lot of scrubbing to get these tires and the wheels are fine. The calipers, the wheels, these are clean. The client really, really does take care of his car. But these tires have so much cake on them. It's just elbow grease and products. Chemicals. Chemical. That was a reference to Gucci Gang, if you didn't get the reference. You're welcome. All right, so funny thing about this business, my client may have been fully unaware that the entire car is protected and ceramic coated already. The wheels and the calipers have a coating on there, the glass, the paint, quite literally everything is ceramic coated. So my job as an ethical human being and not a jerk, I hit him up, I let him know. I'm like, hey, it's a bit redundant for us to do all this extra work unless you really want to pay for it, but the coating is holding up pretty well. It looks great. Everything is beating. I don't see a reason of doing it. So I gave him a couple of options and I'm just waiting on him to give me a call, to see what he wants to do, but we are going to continue working on the interior. So Danny is deep cleaning the leather right now. We want to make sure that the leather is absolutely perfect, completely matte. All the other seats and all the other leather has already been deep cleaned and sanitized. And then we're going to protect it. Geon leather shield. We were going to use this coating. We were going to use this for the wheels and we were going to use this for the glass, but we're only going to use this now. And that's the way the cookie crumbles. Stay tuned. All right, so clay bar treatment. The whole vehicle every time before we start polishing, and your vehicle too. If you are going to polish your car, you need to make sure you clay the contaminants off of your vehicle. Why do you want to clay your car? So there's a lot of stuck on contaminants on your paint right now that you feel when you rub your hand against it, but look at that. Remember this was blue, now it's brownish. So these contaminants can damage your paint as you polish. They can get into the pad and the pad starts to spin and it catches one of these hard contaminants and then that will start to spin and scratch and damage your paint. So it is imperative that you clay bar your vehicle prior to polishing. Now that she's nice and smooth, look at that. See that? Clay your car. All right, so spoke to the client. and we are only going to decon this paint. It was super, super rough. So we did a clay bar treatment. We polished out the rear bumper because the rear bumper, for whatever reason, had a lot of swirls and imperfections. So we took care of that, and we just finished IPAing the rear bumper. We are going to ceramic coat using Carbon Collective molecule. So, got our little applicator pad and cloth. And here is the coating. Nice and crusty. All right. Prime your install cloth. Install your coating. You're going to see it start to flash almost immediately because it's pretty humid today. So when it flashes, this is our telltale sign that it is time to level. And you can see the rainbow effect. Get a towel. Thank you, sir. And we just wipe it off, super easy. Make sure you use the back of the towel to get off any of the excess. And just like that, this panel is protected for the next 5 years with Carbon Collective molecule. Stay tuned. Back at it again, boys and girls. Day 2 of the M3. This thing just finished curing. Absolutely insane. So let me just walk you through what we actually did with this thing. So as I was going through the vehicle, we quoted the client a number. He was okay with it. We were going to do a full clay bar treatment. We're going to do a paint polish, ceramic coat the PPF, ceramic coat the carpet fiber, ceramic coat the wheels, ceramic coat the interior. And then as I started washing the car, I started realizing that everything on the car was beading. The windshield, the wheels, literally everything was beading. But I called him and I'm like, hey, I don't feel comfortable charging you for a full ceramic coating when the vehicle technically doesn't even need it because it's already protected. So we came up with a new price, and what we decided to do was we left the hood alone, front bumper, and the fenders. Those were perfect, they didn't have any issues, but I believe the vehicle did get into an accident, and the trim over here, like if you see this tells me that this was put back together. And if it's put back together, that means that it was taken apart. And if it's taken apart, well, 9 times out of 10, it's because it got hit. So I realized the whole back end of this car. And I'm talking about from the 2 back doors all the way, the fender, the rear bumper, the trunk, and the top of the trunk. All of it had overspray. So we had to go back. I'm not one to like Indian give, if you will. I give you a number and then I reduce your number, and I'm not gonna go back and give you a higher number as much as I want to. But you know, it was 100% my fault. But we move on and we live with our decisions, right? So anyway, so we ended up going through literally the whole process. We did a clay bar, we polished out virtually 80% of the car, and then we protected it with our 5-year molecule ceramic coating by Carbon Collective, and you can find that on detaildivision.com. Wheels, we use Geon rim, calipers as well, and the leather as well. We use Geon Leather Protect. So we still got to put our mats and air fresheners, but all of the leather is protected, just like we did with the S63. But shop owner life, man. Sometimes you want to do the best for your customer and it ends up biting you in the butt. But you know, I feel good. I didn't lose money, if you will, just didn't make as much as I would like to. But enjoy the B-roll, guys. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you on the next one. Peace out. Tell me, bro, you happy?
Fire. Thank you, bro. You killed it.
Thank you, bro. Enjoy it, brother. Take care. God bless.